actually building. And so what I see my new purpose in life moving forward is I'm going to be the fire under the asses of those who said they were building something. If they don't start putting pillars into oceans, I'll fucking do it myself. So,
Are there places for these animals to go? Because as we're sitting here talking, I'm like, I hear you loud and clear. It's like we're not doing anything for the animals. We're talking about stopping it in the future, but what about Kiska, right? What about Smooshy? What about the thousands of other animals? And it's not like, where do they go? Do they go to a zoo? And now it's like a whole different problem. And I would imagine there's never like the perfect option because they're not going to be able to be reintroduced back into a wild environment. But I mean, is there hope that they'll be able to go somewhere?
there's hope in that there are some smart people that have intentions of creating something in the ocean that will provide these animals with a semblance of retirement, a semblance of a natural life. But they'll always, for the most part, there might be some exceptions, but for the most part they'll always remain under human care. Something like this has to happen. But the problem is much of these facilities, or rather some of these organizations are proposing these grandiose 100-acre vast utopian societies for whales that require 15 to $20 million construction costs and annual budgets of 5 million to sustain. Well, I mean, I can say that I want to build the same thing and take decades talking about how awesome it would be without building a single solitary environment for animals. But whereas, I believe what's going to happen with enough increased pressure is, rather than creating a utopian society for all the whales, which in theory solves all the problems, and it's a great way for people to feel good about giving monies away, maybe we need to focus on one animal, an actual animal, not just go there and say, we could save them if you give us enough money, and then move on to the next. No, a concerted effort to save one animal, an animal that's in a really small pool. You replicate the size of that really small pool in the ocean. Okay, so you're not talking about a mass grandiose construction that requires millions and into eventual billions of dollars. What we're talking about is something on a smaller scale that will bring people to the cause. It will bring attention to. It'll be like, look at what we've done, and we've done so at a mitigated cost. So it might cost millions, but this is something that's possible. Then you get that animal back into the ocean. You show it an example of what can be when a lot of attention and a lot of focus gets done on actually getting through a tangible release. And then once you've got this animal in that environment, that's when people start paying attention, and that's when the support comes. If you build it, they will come. I mean, it's an age-old adage. The problem is these days, too many people are talking about building and not actually building. And so what I see my new purpose in life moving forward is I'm going to be the fire under the asses of those who said they were building something. If they don't start putting pillars into oceans, I'll fucking do it myself. So, the